Good morning, Falcons fans! What's going on, boys? Oh, my Lord. We here. Oh, man. Good to see all of you guys. What's going on? What's going on, Grounders? What's going on, boys? Goodness grief. Goodness grief. What a week already. What a week already. Share this out. Hit that like button. Make sure that you hit that notification bell. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you are sending this to Facebook. Make sure you're sending this to Twitter. Make sure you're giving those boys the news that we are live right now. Oh, man. If you didn't know, now you know that your dreams have been crushed, that the Falcons will be taking an offensive lineman in the first round. And let's go! Let's go! We got big boys. We got big boys. Big meat. Effin Bailey says, Dan, you're a little loud. I just woke up. Man, I had 2 cups of coffee already, and it's 11:48 in the afternoon. Where you at, though? Send me that smoke. I'm ready. Send me that smoke. I'm ready. I don't even care. Don't even care. Rise up. Rise up. Stay grounded, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Hopes and dreams crushed by all of the Group 2 community that wanted a Falcons O lineman in round 1 or even round 2 potentially. Those dreams have been crushed. Now I'm not going to say that they're gone, that those dreams are absolutely gone, but I am going to say this. The Falcons just basically told you. And I got the tweet right now. If you didn't see my tweet on Twitter right at this very moment, if you did not see the tweet, this very moment, then you are not following. You do not know what's up. You do not understand. The Atlanta Falcons right now are basically telling you, big, beefy boys, Chef Boyardee, big, beefy. And they're going to get it done. They're going to get it done. And even with a small amount of money, the Falcons are turning things over, getting Matt Ryan some upfront money to open some cat this year. Made the cut of Ryan Schrader. If you don't even already know about that, go check your Twitter. Where have you been? You must be living under a rock. They went out into free agency and signed not 1, but 2 guards, veterans. One's about 26 years old. One's closer to 30. And they agreed to terms yesterday with James Carpenter, former Jet, and Jamon Brown, former Giant and Ram. And there will be, some things here or there. And then, of course, we released Ryan Schrader. And why did these moves get made, man? Why did these moves get made? Why did these moves get made? The Falcons, and I quote from Dan Quinn only a few days ago. Well, it's more like a week. More like a week. More like a week. But the Falcons themselves quoted saying, it might be big and nasty, it might be fast and nasty, but let's make sure there's no doubt. Don't discount the Falcons going big and nasty with the first pick in round 14. Excuse me. With the 14th pick in the first round. I'm all over the place. But Dan Quinn was quoted saying, it might be big, it might be nasty, it might be fast and nasty. But let's make sure there's no doubt. And he made this quote not only for the defensive line, but also for the offensive line as well. And we saw 2 big, beefy, nasty boys, 330 pounds, 340 pounds, And, of course, those guys will probably tone back that weight a little bit. But these are inside zone power running scheme guys. They want to set the tone in the middle. They want to push people over. And when you add these guys together, that's a left guard and a right guard, by the way. Brown would be a right guard. Carpenter would be a left guard. And if you look at these signings, you know two things. Number one, that Carpenter, and I've got videos coming out later today on both of these guys, Carpenter embodies everything that was Andy Levitri when he was playing at his top of his level, but adding power to that game now allows the Falcons to run on the left-hand side without much worry, because I've watched him during his time with the Jets. I've watched him as a veteran leader, and Carpenter gives you all of that. So no one has to, Jake Matthew does not have to turn around and worry about what's going on with Carpenter. Carpenter can handle his business. He has slapped kids right in the face and told them, get out of my way. And you will see that on the video that I have later today. But on top of that, you sign a guy like Jamon Brown, who is only 26 years old, so much time for improvement. I believe the contract is a 2-year contract or a 3-year contract. I believe it's 3 years. And everything that was Brandon Fusco is nothing at all like Jamon Brown. And no disrespect to Brandon Fusco or Andy Levitri, but Brandon Fusco at times against the Eagles in the first game of 2018 looked like an absolute scrub. Jamon Brown later that year, I will say about 6 weeks later, playing after getting cut from the Rams because they made an upgrade at right guard. And then starting to play for the Giants, he played against the Eagles and handled his business against Fletcher Cox. And I'm going to tell you right now, he didn't survive the entire game, but I will say this, once you guys see the tape, you understand what's going on with the video, that this boy knows how to handle his business. I don't think that Alex Mack really has to turn around and say, oh my God, I got to help him, like he was trying to do with Fusco. That is the bright side here. That's what's up. So these signings embody everything that Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff have been talking about big and nasty, fast and physical. Because these boys are big, but they also are great as pulling guards. Oh, did you know that? Well, you're going to know. You're going to know after I do this video. Also, Lenore Designs. Yes, I'm trying to get to that as fast as I can. Luke Stocker, as of 2 minutes ago, has been signed, a tight end from the Tennessee Titans, blocking tight end, 6'6". 6'6". Has been signed by the Atlanta Falcons. So scratch tight end possibly off of your draft plans if you are an Atlanta Falcons mock draft guy. Tight end, blocking tight end is most likely scratched off your list. Oh, and by the way, he did play some fullback. Uh-oh. Is Mr. Ortiz in trouble? I don't want Ortiz to be gone, but it's looking more and more like the Atlanta Falcons are going to that inside zone power blocking scheme with a touch of outside zone here or there. But big boys are here in Atlanta, and they ain't taking any of your, excuse me because it's about to get demonetized, shit. And I'm excited. I'm excited about these big boys coming to Atlanta because it finally solidifies something that we've been doing for years and years, which is another journeyman, but they're all lower class guys. They're all guys that are trying to fit a scheme that's small. They're all trying to get smaller, quicker guys. But once you find those bigger guys that can move like those smaller guys, like these guys can, like Carpenter and Brown, oh man, I don't even want to spoil it for you. I'm going to put out that video. You guys are going to be so hype. Y'all are going to be so hype. Let's go say hi to the chat because I always start out my shows was saying hi to the chat. Mark Hill, good to see you from England, my man, from the UK. Lenore Designs, RB Blackshear, Norman Fitzgerald, Tucker B, good to see you in here. Dross, good to see you in here. Mikey's in the building. Falcons fan DBN, good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. Hope you're doing well. Burton VDP, good to see you in here. 50 Millie, woo! 50 Millie in the building. Got the Ric Flair woo. Mad Mike Sports, thank you for sharing the video. I really appreciate it. Sip to Tally Films, good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. Hope you're doing well. Jason Strong in the building. F and Bailey. All right, we'll stop there. Whew, man, there's a lot of people in the building. So, Mangus427, good to see you in the building, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. I hope you're doing well. Falcons, Hawks, Braves fan extraordinaire, good to see you in the building, my man. Rise up. Brazilian X Skills, Norman Fitzgerald, good to see you guys. Roe Staxon, PSN are in the building. My goodness. Who's Gene? Good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. Hope you're doing well. Young King, Jazzy Jeff, L.A. Dirty Bird, my man. Good to see you in the building. Rise up, stay grounded, all of y'all. DBN in the building. Dirty Bird Nation in the building. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. So now we have signed a blocking tight end. We have signed a blocking tight end. And we have brought in big boys for the feast. Lenore Designs, thank you for the follow on Twitter, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. Luke Stalker has played for both Cutter and Mike Mularkey and will fill in the Logan Paulson role the Falcons are going to be missing. When you're talking about a big boy coming in and hitting people, and you're talking about two big boys at not only left guard, but also right guard, two positions that everybody was incredibly worried about. At those positions, then you start checking off the list and you start going, wow, this 2019 draft sure is going to be defensive. Sure is going to be defensive. But I digress. We called that months ago. I digress. We called that months ago. Boy Bangley in the building. What's going on, my man? R. Chapman. Tyler, good to see you in the building. Rise up. Falcons fan DBN, good to see you. And if you haven't said hi in the chat, if I haven't already said your name, hit us up in the live chat. I want to see you guys. Barely ever see other Falcons social media and or those who report in from Falcons media do live shows like this and say hi to the fans because that's what's up. That's what we are. This is a family. We here. So you add a blocking tight end that Logan Paulson is going to be opening up a space for, who has also been a fullback. And you add Carpenter and Brown at left and right guard. And the only situation that you have left to kind of figure out, and please hit that like button. Come on, boys. 45 people in here. Boys and girls. Falcons Nation. Come on. Dirty Bird Gang. I want to see you guys hit that like button. Let's go. You had a big boy at tight end and two big boys at left and right guard. And now the only thing you've got to figure out is Ty Sembrilo at right tackle. Is that the thing that they want to do? Is the right tackle spot solidified with Ty Sembrilo? Trippy Ginger, good to see you, buddy. Ernest Gibson, good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. Cameron, good to see you in here. Mr. Beasley, good to see you, my man. But you got Carpenter at left guard, Brown at right guard. Stalker is now a blocking tight end. Not Stalker. Stalker. Luke Stalker. So is Ty Sembrilo the answer? Is Ty Sembrilo the answer? And remember, Ty Sembrilo beat out Ryan Schrader last year for his job. Was that a Dan Quinn decision? Was that Papa Arthur telling them, hey, I want somebody different there to protect Matt? Was that a Sarkisian decision? What was it? What was it? That's the question. That's the real question. And not a single Falcon social media account is going to cover that, but we're going to cover it here. What was the real action taken by Dan Quinn, Arthur Blank, Steve Sarkisian, Thomas Dimitroff even? What was the action taken? Who made the call? Who made the call to put in Ty Sambrailo there? And, by the way, give him a 3-year contract. Whose call was that? Smith in action. Good to see my man rise up. So we're sitting here and we're wondering. You got Gano as a swing tackle. Sambrailo as your right tackle right now. Brown as your right guard. Looks like Fusco's probably out the building. Mack as your center. Carpenter as your left guard. Wes Schweitzer as the backup left guard. And then your left tackle is Jake Matthews. Evan Thompson, good to see you in the building, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. So is Fusco going to get cut, you think? I think we probably see Fusco get cut. Lunatic Falcon, good to see you in here, my man. I see people in the chat talking about Justin Houston. Let's bring him in. Bring him home, TD. Can I get some bring him home, TD, in the chat? Whenever we start talking about these people, it's hashtag bring him home, TD. Bring him home, Thomas Dimitroff. Is Justin Houston the answer to bring in a veteran defensive end? Can we even afford him? Multi-Apples, good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. So I'm about to go on a bit of a Clemson rant because I don't really want to get into the Justin Houston stuff because Justin Houston right now is just a little bit outside of our realm of possibility. Bruce Irvin, I think, is going to get signed today by some team, somewhere. Bruce Irvin is going to get signed by somebody somewhere today. I bet you anything it's either Atlanta or Seattle. I bet you anything one of those two is going to sign him. Hit that like button. Hit that notification bell. Hit that subscribe button. But Bruce Irvin has been super playing with people's emotions, trolling people. Earl Thomas obviously got signed by the Seahawks, back with the Seahawks, or excuse me, not Earl Thomas, excuse me, KJ Wright. KJ Wright's back with the Seahawks. Earl Thomas has been signed with the Ravens. So we're starting to see that Seattle defense spread out across the league. Michael Bennett with the Pats. So let's get on to this Clemson rant because I got to get this out of the way, man. I got to get this out of the way. The Falcons staff, as well as Grady Jarrett, were at the Clemson Pro Day today. And as you guys know, I'm a Clemson fan. And I don't let my bias wash over me, unlike a lot of others. My bias is put in a box, and I look at the player for who they are and what they're worth. But I'm about to get onto a rant. You're going to hear some straight spit fire. So here we go. And I'm lit up today. 2 cups of coffee already. And I've been hitting the videos hard today. I am ready to go. So here we go. I was told over the last week that apparently the nose tackle position is devalued. That the league-wide does not draft nose tackles. That it is not something that teams look for. That only real 3 techs that can sometimes shoot into 1 tech are real value in the first round. Who said that? Who said that? Who determined that? Huh? Who determined that? Who said that? What NFL executive? What NFL executive has said that straight up? Give me verse and chapter. Give me verse and chapter from somebody saying that. What NFL Bible, what commandment on NFL commandment mountain on the tablets handed down by the NFL gods has said suddenly that the nose tackle position is dead in this league and should be undervalued? Which brings me to this. Who in the hell said they got the information from Dan Quinn that apparently Dexter Lawrence is not a first-round guy? Who in the hell, who in the blue blazes said that Dexter Lawrence is not a first-round guy? Because they think he's a nose tackle. And because of NFL doctrine carved out by the NFL gods, by the football gods, into stone tablets written at rule number whatever, that because Dexter Lawrence is 340 pounds, because Dexter Lawrence is 340 pounds, that he's nothing but a nose tackle, a run stuffer. Look, I mean, maybe it's because I watch Clemson football each and every year and I don't miss a damn game. But it kind of, it's kind of funny. I look at the Clemson games, I look at Dexter Lawrence, and man, he was playing a hell of a lot of three and collapsing the pocket and getting to the quarterback and knocking guys down in the backfield and creating pressure and batting balls down. Interesting. Cool. Yeah. Cool. That's fine. Yeah, but Dexter Lawrence is just a nose tackle, man. Dexter Lawrence is just a nose tackle, Vita Vea from last year when he got drafted by the Bucks. Oh, he's just a nose tackle, right? Yeah. Sure. The guy that was literally beating up three guys from the 3-tech position, whatever. Whatever. That's fine. It's fine. The bad company says, what do you have against Georgia? I don't have anything against Georgia. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? I evaluate players based on what they do. I don't evaluate them based on their logo on their helmet or the colors that they wear. So I hope that's not what you wanted to tag me as. But suddenly, Dexter Lawrence is not a first-round draft pick. That he's going to fall, he's magically going to fall past the Patriots, past the Rams, past the Chargers, past the Seahawks. He's going to magically pass all these teams in the back half of the draft that need some big boys, some meat. He's just going to fall into the second round and suddenly just fall into the Falcons' laps. This is, by the way, coming from the same people that say that Ed Oliver's just going to fall into the Falcons' laps, that the Falcons are going to use multiple picks to trade up for Quentin Williams and draft him in the first round. This is from the same people that are saying that Brian Burns should be a Falcon. These are the same people that are talking about the Falcons. Everything that Dan Quinn has said about getting bigger and nastier and more physical, they're saying that guys like Montez Sweat are just the lock pick for the Atlanta Falcons, that a guy like Cody Ford is just going to be magically there at the Falcons pick at 14. He's going to get picked up. And then saying guys like Christian Wilkins and Dexter Lawrence are second-round talent. Woo! Yeah, sure, man, sure. I don't believe you at all. Nice try. Sorry, I've watched this player all year, and then went back and watched the coach's tape, then went back and watched the games cut up, then went back and looked at all of these players from Clemson. And I can tell you right now, I'm not high on Cleveland Farrell. I'm very high on Dexter Lawrence. I'm very high, even higher than Dexter Lawrence, I'm high on Christian Wilkins. And Austin Bryant is a guy that needs some project work, but I definitely think he can be taken down in the third round. This is the same stuff, and Mad Mike Sports is speaking some truth in the chat right now. Make sure you go to his channel. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. But are we really seriously trying to flip the narrative like it's some kind of reverse psychology that Dan Quinn is literally telling us, I want to be bigger and beefier and nasty? And he and Thomas Dimitroff go and grab two big boys for the O-line, and we're suddenly thinking that we're going to get smaller in the defense? That the base defense, that we don't need to draft base defense in the first round? Oh, you don't draft base defense in the first round, boys. You don't draft base defense in the first round, guys. If you draft base defense in the first round, then you, oh man, ew, that's gross. Ew, that's gross. It's gross to get a guy that can go in base defense in the first round. That's a huge mistake. That's not value. You know what wasn't value? Deion Jones getting picked in the second round. You know what wasn't value? Keanu Neal getting picked in the first round. Lasso Bata, good to see you. Yes, we've already talked about the tight end, but I will make remarks more on that as the show continues to go on. Let me get this rant out of the way. But we're supposed to believe that Dexter Lawrence is not a first round talent just because who? Just because who said so? Who in their right minds is saying that Dexter Lawrence is not a first-round talent? There will be a team that will look at Dexter Lawrence and be like, I can't let that fall into the second round. I got to take that. I got to take that. That's not falling to the second round. Did you not see Dexter Lawrence run a 5-second 40? At the combine? RB Blackshare gets it. System adjusted round fit, boys. You get the guy that makes the most sense for your team's needs, no matter what the round is. And you bring him up. Boy Bangley, good to see you, buddy. I'll talk to you later. But are we serious right now that we're talking about quote-unquote value in the first round when Dan Quinn doesn't give a damn about what round he's taking a player? It's just whether or not the player is there. And if he fits exactly what he's looking for, then he drafts them. Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way for people that don't understand, that are having a hard time understanding what I'm saying. Terrell McClain and Dontari Poe were brought in for the same exact reason and paid pretty wealthily. They were paid nice contracts. Very nice contracts. To be here for a nose tackle 3-tech position. Are you joking? If value on the nose tackle position, on the 1-tech position, 1 and 0, if there's no value in that, then why in the hell did we even bring them in? When we could have, I don't know, we could have gotten some 5th rounder to do it. Where's the value in that? Where's the so-called value in Dontari Poe and Terrell McClain? Why would Dan Quinn even bring those guys in if the majority of their snaps were at 3-tech and they're supposed to be playing nose? If you go look at Dontari Poe's time here with Grady Jarrett, then you'll see that he only played 25 more snaps at nose than Grady did. And Dejan Sanat led the team last year in 1-tech snaps over Terrell McClain, who was playing 3-tech. And he was a big boy. Don't you dare Come to me, at me on Twitter, at me on Instagram, UNGR_show on Twitter and Instagram. Don't you dare be coming to me and adding me on Twitter and Instagram, adding me on social media wherever you find me, and start saying, Dexter Lawrence, man, he doesn't have any spot. If he was drafted, that would be a waste pick. He doesn't even have a spot on this team. He has the Dontari Poe position. He has the Terrell McClain position. It's the 1-tech, 3-tech. It's the guy that doesn't have to come off the field when we switch from nickel to base. What are you absolutely talking about? You're talking about, I hear Falcons fans talk about value. Value in the first round. Value in the first round. Value in the first round. Don't talk value to me in the first round. Phase BB Cox. Thank you for the $2 donation in the super chat. I thank you. I really appreciate that. Tico was a less injury-prone Jarius Norwood. You want that smoke today? You want that smoke today? Woo-wee. Phase out here throwing the smoke. Thank you for that $2 donation, my man. Appreciate it. But don't come hitting me with value. Don't come in here and start trying to hit me with value. Are we talking about the fifth-year option? Are we talking about the fifth-year option with a guy like Dexter Lawrence? Is that what you're talking about with value? Is that what you're talking about with value? Bite me. Bite me. I want that fifth-year option just so that we can try to keep one of these really talented players, one of these edge rushers, one of these linebackers, one of these corners. Do you not see how the Falcons have built their offense and defense? And let's just cut it off. Have you not seen how they build their defense? It's mostly through the draft, some journeymen here or there for depth, and they bring in guys that are big, fast, and physical. And now Dan Quinn goes, the base package was beat up. We need multi-dimensional hybrid guys that can play not only in the nickel, but also be playing in the base so we don't have to take them off the field. Hit that like button if you agree, man. Hit that dislike button if you don't agree. Comment in the comment section. Share this out. Share it to Reddit. Share it to Facebook. Share it to Twitter. Share it to Instagram. Throw it out to your Falcons fans on those Falcons websites. Dollar Ray is in the building. Good to see you, my man. Rise up. Stay grounded. Hope you're doing well. It's imperative to understand that if Dan Quinn's willing to pay $10 million for Dontari Poe to come and play in a position that is devalued in this certain NFL, and then turn around the next year and pick up a guy like Terrell McClain to do something similar, then drafting a guy in the first round to be that type of player, to be his Dontari Poe, to be his Terrell McClain, not necessarily Terrell McClain, because, that was a bit of a fall off. That was a problem. But to be that type of player, because Grady Jarrett is not that type of player. Grady Jarrett is a pass-rushing nickel defender. Multidimensional, he can play both base and nickel, but I don't want him playing 1-tech there. If you're telling me that that's a devalued position and Dan Quinn has overpaid for one of them and then try to get a cheaper version of Dontari Poe the next year, don't tell me that he wouldn't, that you suddenly know Dan Quinn like you're personally going over to his house and having biscuits and tea, that you're out at his barbecues talking to him nonchalantly about value and that you know what he's about to do. Come at me. Bring me your smoke. Bring me your smoke. I'll inhale it all and put it back at you. Don't you dare tell me that Dexter Lawrence wouldn't be a huge contributor to this defense. We got Aaron Freeman coming on the show in about a week or two. We'll talk about some of the free agent signings as well as getting geared up for the NFL draft. And one of the talking points that I'll kind of repeat on this show that I'm going to say on the next show is that if Dexter Lawrence is picked at 14, Falcons fans, how upset are you going to be? Okay, if Dexter Lawrence is picked at 14, the Falcons draft him, he comes in, he doesn't have a lot of sacks, but suddenly the defense is getting a lot of sacks. Suddenly we're getting a lot of pressure. Suddenly there's a lot of turnovers. Suddenly things have just, whoop, oh man, what, whoa. The defense suddenly is just killing it. And Dexter Lawrence is not really getting a lot of stats, but you see players playing off of him. If you start seeing Dexter Lawrence opening up things for other players, are you really going to bitch, whine, moan, and complain? Man, that Dexter Lawrence pick, I don't know, man. We got him. He's not getting a lot of sacks. Just go under a rock and live under there. If we pick Christian Wilkins, who's my guy that I think the Falcons are going to take in the first round, Dexter Lawrence is kind of my 1B, but if we pick Christian Wilkins and he's not getting a lot of sacks or he's not getting a lot of these weird stats that everybody likes to throw around, but he's opening things up for other people, then what does it matter? Isn't that supposed to be by design? If Wilkins is on the board and we take Lawrence, I'll be upset. I'm not sure, man. I'm sitting here and I love Christian Wilkins. I love Dexter Lawrence. You come away with either one of those two and you've done your job. You've done it. You've done it. You've solidified a piece of this team. There's more to being a football player than just individual stats. And Ernest, I would settle for a top 15 defense, to be honest with you. Just show me that you can get out of the top 20 and become a top 15 or top 10. And that, to me, will show you everything you need to know about the Falcons. And Dan Quinn actually being on this quote-unquote hot seat. If he develops these guys and really gives them an opportunity to shine and succeed, being the defensive coordinator, also the head coach, then to me, it pretty much settles everything. Arthur Blank's quote-unquote hot seat on Dan Quinn will become a cold and cool ice bath. Tucker B says, is Tack going to cut his hair this season? Well, he says, if I don't get double-digit sacks, then I'm going to cut my hair. Good luck with that, my man. Hope he does well. But here we go, man. Here we go. Falcons pick up Brown and Carpenter, left guard and right guard. They will be the starters this year. Luke Stocker is going to be a blocking tight end, taking the Logan Paulson bit. We don't know what's going on with Fusco yet. Browns are shopping running back Duke Johnson in trade talks. Oh, boy. $50 million says, I think Sanat makes a big push this year and the Falcons delay defensive tackle to round 2 or 3. So you're telling me 50. I'm just throwing this out here for you, man. You're telling me that the Falcons are going to play games and Sanat's going to be great and then the draft is going to happen? Is Levitri coming back? No. Falcons informed Andy Levitri, that they will most likely be moving on from him and just prepared to let it go. Levitri does want to play. We do know that. The only reason why I shoot that at you, $50 million, is because if the Falcons are so sure that Sanat makes a big splash this year, a big push this year, aren't we living in the dark right now? Aren't we living in the dark right now? Don't we know nothing at all, really? We know Sanat can make the tackles. We saw some of his play last year, but we don't know. We don't know that for a fact. So how do you live in the world of, oh, Sanat's going to make a big push this coming year. We just suddenly know that, like we time traveled. Marty, I went to the future and I saw Sanat and he was really, really good. We need to go ahead and draft an offensive lineman now. We don't have a time machine, so how are we supposed to say that suddenly the base defense is just going to be better because Sanat had a couple of really good games last season? You can't live in that world. We also obviously can't live in the world that Ty Sembrilo is just going to be the right tackle and he's just going to make things better, which is why I still believe the Falcons will add an offensive lineman. But by adding the guards that they did and signing Sembrilo to basically starter money, basically, it's hard-pressed for me to say that the Falcons, with all of that evidence, will really go into the first round and go get an offensive tackle, especially after the fact that Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff, especially Thomas Dimitroff, said that it is harder to bring in offensive tackles and develop them in the league than it is to bring in a guard and do their thing. Now, obviously, the trend continues with the Atlanta Falcons because they added that depth through free agency, and they have always added offensive linemen through free agency. R. Chapman says, as of right now, we're in a win-now mode. I don't think we're in a win-now mode. I think we're trying to find the best places. 50 Millie says that if Jake Matthews this season gets hurt, who's the next man up? 50, that's the risk you're taking with every player. If Debo goes down, who's the next man up? If Trufant goes down, who's the next man up? If Neal goes down again, who's the next man up? We can't play that game. We can't play that game. Sorry, that doesn't work. That game doesn't work. I'm going to get heated again. We can't play that game. We can't play that game. That's not a game that we play here. If this guy goes down, here's the ultimate question for you, 50. Why aren't we drafting a quarterback? Why aren't we drafting a quarterback now? Why aren't we drafting a quarterback? If Matt Ryan goes down, who's the next man up? Schaub? Schaub's the guy? Schaub's the man? I'm telling you, man, with every person that comes in and says that whether there have been grounders for here for a very long time and they have a particular opinion on how the draft goes, or they're first-time listeners, we don't know what Dan Quinn's thinking outside of the fact that he has told us these are the things that we want for this team. And they've literally gone into free agency and done the things they said they were going to do. Bigger blocking tight end, 2 big-ass guards, re-signed Sembrilo, cut guys that didn't live up to their contract. Schrader's gone. Fusco's most likely gone. McLean is gone. Brooks Reed gone. Shelby gone. You get what I'm saying? The Falcons are shooting a lot of smoke out, but they're doing exactly what they said. I think the biggest thing that we can all follow, at least we can keep it in our pocket or in the back of our minds and understand that this is part of it, is that Dan Quinn said whether he's 250 pounds or 350 pounds, if that player can affect the pocket and get to the quarterback and make things work for us, then he's a Falcon. That's the kind of player we want. Big and nasty, fast and nasty. Hey, just saying. Only the facts and the truth on the show. Rise up and stay grounded. No one puts baby in a corner, and Lieutenant Dan doesn't live in the corner. You want that smoke? Bring the smoke out. Bring the whole smoke machine. I could care less. What Dan Quinn wants, he's basically told us. So we can just kind of sit back and relax. It's going to be a defensive draft, boys and girls. I bet you anything we still go get an offensive lineman, but offensive line in the first round is starting to look really thin. Like a razor's edge of a chance. Dan Quinn's going to get what he wants. I think they really like Sombrilla. I think all of us think it's a question mark. I think it's all right for all of us to think it's a question mark. Because it's the unknown. It's scary. Ryan Schrader was at least consistent. Look, going off of my Razor's Edge little quote there. Going off of that quote there. Somebody's got to be the bad guy. Well, you're looking at him. Lieutenant Dan has got to be the bad guy. Because nobody out there in Falcons media right now, well, they're kind of getting around to it. But nobody out there really is in deep with what we've been talking about. And we haven't been wrong. Unintentional grounding hasn't been wrong. And we're not just trying to be right all the time. We're following the trends. We're following the trends. We're following the facts. We're following what Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff are hinting to us, what they're telling us. 50 Millie goes, the OT depth is not good enough, Dan. Of course it's not good enough. We're all scared about it. But we've got to have a leap of faith. We've got to have a leap of faith. You can't tell me you're satisfied with defense, the depth at tackle. No, I'm not. They paid Ty because he was going to get that anyway in free agency. We don't know that. Ty is going to be a swing tackle IMO. We've got Gano. So they paid him that money to be a swing tackle? I don't think so, buddy. That's not enough for me. Sorry. Especially with the way that the base defense looks and the way that our nickel depth looks. And don't tell me that Steven Means, who I love, by the way, and Michael Bennett, who I thought should have been on this team more than McLean should have been, are the big-time answers to everything. We still have to see them do what they got to do. And we've got to see what Sombrilo's got to do. So don't cast off Sombrilo, and I'll turn around and put a gun to my mouth and say, and don't cast off Steven Means or Michael Bennett either. Believe in the process. Understand what Dan Quinn's doing. And if you're mad that we take Dexter Lawrence or Christian Wilkins at 14, get over it. Get over it. Look at the trends. Look at where the ship is heading. Look at where the ship's heading. Any chance that Irvin comes back. Rodney, you know, man, I'm thinking about it. And the way that we have structured deals, the way that we opened up a certain amount of money, the way that the Grady contract could potentially be done soon-ish, the way that Vic has made his money, the way that Julio still needs a little bit of cash. I wouldn't be surprised if Bruce has been trolling everybody and he comes back to Atlanta. He didn't sign a team-friendly deal last year for nothing. Just to come to the A to say hi. So, we're not the Giants. We don't just say shit to say shit and then suddenly, oh, there goes OBJ. Actually, let's end the show with this. Let's end the show with this. Let's laugh at the Giants for just a second. And praise the Browns because, goddamn, the Browns deserve it, man. The Browns deserve it. When you fleece the Giants like that, god damn. First and a third. And not even the good third, too. Their second third. Oh, my God. Jesus. They fleeced them. Man. You paid OBJ all that money. We didn't pay him all this money to trade him. A few weeks later, you trade his ass to the Browns. And you keep Eli Manning. Ah! Wait. This is the part of the show where we all kick our heads back and laugh. Ready? Chat, are you ready? Chat, all I want to see is nothing but ha ha ha. All right? Just blast chat with ha ha ha. This is the part where we kick our heads back and laugh at the Giants. Ready? Ready. Ah! Ah! Gettleman, you idiot. You absolute asinine, just ridiculous nonsense. You stupid idiot. You are so stupid. We have a toxic nature here with OBJ. You know why you have a toxic nature? A toxic environment there? Why we have an environment there in New York that's toxic? Because you have Eli Manning throwing the ball. How is Odell Beckham Jr. supposed to catch anything but a miracle catch if you're throwing the ball with Eli Manning as the arm doing it? What? Billy, come here. I see you cross the street. Come here. Hey, he's coming in the door. Hold on one second. Billy the Blunt's coming in the door. Billy. Hey, what's up, buddy? Come here. Can you tell me why the Giants traded OBJ over to the Browns for a first and a third, not even their best third, a second third?
I don't know. It's just a bad locker room there. Eli's a really good quarterback. He got 2 rings, you know, and he does.
Billy, that's funny, man. That's funny. Okay, get out of my house, man. Get out of my house. What the hell, man? Get out of my house. You don't know what you're talking about. What? You have Eli Manning throwing the ball. And OBJ's like, this environment sucks. And the Giants go, we're going to pay you money to keep you here. You could have not paid him money and just traded him for a first and a third. Not even a good third. You could have gotten a second. You could have gotten rid of Eli, told OBJ that we're going to go get a quarterback worth it. And now Saquon Barkley sitting back here like, oh no, I'm going to have like 76 touches a game because Eli can't throw the ball. Jesus Christ. Crikey. It's a wild Eli Manning. He's very inaccurate, so he's not going to hit us. I'm not too worried. Can't really score touchdowns on us, so I'm not really worried about Eli in the wild. Jesus Christ. You trade a generational talent so that you can keep an old fart at quarterback because that's what your owner and you, Gettleman, said yourself that I don't look at analytics. Oh, that means that you're stupid. Damn, bro. I feel bad. I feel bad for Andrew Ferenzi, one of our grounders. He's a Giants fan. And he had a good 24 to 48 hours where he didn't talk to me. We'll call it 24. Where he didn't talk to me about the Giants, nothing. 0. He didn't talk about it at all. You know why? You know why he didn't talk about it? Because you know what they're going to do next? Now they're going to get rid of Eli Manning. And they're going to use their 2 first-round picks probably to go into the top 3 to go get Kyler Murray. And then that's going to be a great situation. The guy that does not want people to measure his height. The guy that wasn't even really committed to football until last week? Damn, kid. Damn. That being said, my name is Lieutenant Dan. This was Unintentional Grounding Live. Make sure you hit us up at UNGR_show on Twitter and on Instagram. as well as hit that sub button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell here on this video, on this channel, to follow us with all the rest of the great sports talk that we're going to be doing. I'm going to be on Discord all day, working on videos and listening to you guys preach. Tucker B, good to see you, buddy. Cedric Britton, good to see you, man. Rise up, stay grounded. I know 50's going to be in that chat. 50 Millie's going to be in that chat. Ooh, boy, he's heated. He's heated. But I don't care. Bring me your smoke. Bring me your smoke and your anger. Show me what you got. Lasso, good to see you, my man. Hope you have a good day. Rise up, stay grounded. Peace and hair grease, y'all. I'll talk to you later.